most amazing person on the entire planet. He is tall, dark, and handsome, and basically perfect. And so we ended up getting married, and he's an artist, a marathon runner. Like I said, he's perfect. Anyway, so we opened up our own art company after I moved back here because he is an artist. So with that, I was able to really start to see again in Albuquerque the small business scene. You know, we had our business that we started up, and we had people approaching us saying, hey, for $1,000 a month, you can use our marketing platform. Or for $10,000, we can design your website for you. And I was like, that's really cute that you think I can afford that, because I can't. You know, you talk about a lean startup. That's who we were. We were the definition of a lean startup. And so I was realizing that there was a niche, that there's some great organizations that are there at the grassroots where people who really don't know a lot about business, they help you develop business plans and cultivate that. But what if you've been around for a while or you have some business background? What then? What do you do then? And what help is there for you if you're not wanting to spend every bit of your revenue on those services? And that's why I opened KRM Consulting Services. And so that's a little bit of the background for you. You probably know more about me now than you really wanted to know, but there's going to be a test later, but don't worry about it. I'll be okay. It won't be too harsh. You're going to be graded on a curve. So now, this is the process of how our consulting services work, okay? So it's super simple, because I know business owners, you don't have a lot of time, and frankly, you don't have a lot of money. And so if you're in Albuquerque, let me say those are the odds, okay? So we try to really make sure that we serve that with that knowledge. So we meet you, we book the one-on-one, no-cost initial consultation, and it's for an hour. And we just talk about your business, what your hopes, your dreams, and we start brainstorming about how you can get in front of different audiences and how we can start to come alongside of you. And then from there it goes into an a la carte service, where you can just tell me what you want for me to provide, how many hours you want me to provide. And I start out at $25 an hour for my rate for micro businesses. I really try to be as affordable as possible, depending on the capacity of your business. And so we're able to serve in every area, from strategic development, marketing plans, lead generation, employee training, management training, and so much more. I don't like to be confined into a square where I have to fit a mold, because business doesn't fit a mold. I don't want to go in and tell you what you need. I want you to tell me what you need, and then I either can try to serve that need or find somebody who can do that for you that's truly looking out for your best interest. So, here's the thing, okay? I have a couple problems. I don't like to admit that I have problems, but they're there. So right now, I opened up in August of last year. I'm already at capacity as far as the client load is concerned. I am super blessed that it has been so successful. The problem is now my quality, or the capacity I'm able to do in serving these businesses, I'm afraid that's going to start to be compromised. And so what I'm wanting from you guys, see, there's your cue, there's that, okay, is how do I handle that? Because I don't want to raise my rates, because the whole reason why I am who I am is because I want to be affordable and approachable to the micro business community, okay? But how can I also still be selective? And, you know, I don't want to fire too many clients, because I love my clients. I don't really have any of those trouble people who take up your time and energy and make you want to just go and serve burgers for a while. They're great, and so to try to figure out how I can gauge that process. So that's the first part. The second part is because of the strapping man that brought in the Mwumba into my name. There's an international component that I'm trying to integrate into how I do my business. And so we're looking to have our time divided between Uganda and America. And so I served some businesses out there, and I want to still make sure that I serve businesses here adequately. So how can I make that look, or what does that look like practically moving forward? So, so basically, those are the main two things that I could use your guys' help on if you're used to international business or teleconferencing in or remotely doing your business. That would be huge if you guys could help me to know what that's supposed to look like. And then again, how do I be able to select my clients and make sure that I serve them adequately? So that's that for you guys. So, and that's just kind of our main information. So now the floor is yours.
How many of your customers are repeat customers?
I keep maintaining pretty much about 90% of them.
Perhaps you have sort of a graduation rate, so your fee might go up as 20 hours, and then you get 40 hours, it goes up maybe like, I don't know, $255 an hour.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. So it kind of is like, okay, let's get as much as we can done in this amount of time. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Any other questions? Yeah. Yeah, right now I'm working on my fee structure. I had originally started out at 25, just flat rate, but now I'm learning that there's some businesses out there who are like, hey, this chick is doing $25 an hour. We can afford a lot more, but let's try to get what we can. And I really want to make sure that I focus on those who need the lower rate at the 25 an hour. So yeah, once they get to, so I say micro business, they have the owner and maybe 1 or 2 employees. Then small business is like 10, and then so forth. So once they get to the 10 people mark, it's where I'm looking to graduate it up to around $40 an hour. Yeah, and you mean training somebody like as another consultant or as? Yeah, that's what I'm kind of starting to look at too, is seeing who to maybe bring in. The thing is to try to find somebody who has a mutual desire to serve the business community. Consultants deserve every bit of money that they make, so I'm not laughing at the rates that they charge, but to find somebody who's willing to work for what I work for, it's because I'm hungry to serve these businesses. I'm not there for the money. I lived in Africa. I'm pretty content with not a lot, but to find somebody who has that same vision is kind of my challenge. Okay? All right. Yes, Miss Trish, how are you? Doing well. Yeah, and that's actually something that I'm just starting to be able to do, realizing, okay, like I'm having several people who've approached me about, they want a website presence, but they don't know anything about technology. And and I was able to meet a gentleman who actually charged a similar rate to mine for my for my company. So I was like, cool, that's a good partner to be able to refer out, because that's something that takes a lot of time that I don't have to do. And then, like you were saying, Trish, to find somebody who, other people who have mutual passions, again, for the businesses that you recognize, okay, they don't have this, and I want to get them to build to this point. So I'm looking to help them to grow where they can afford these other great high caliber resources. And so to find people who, and that's something for you all too, if you are in the field of consulting, or you do have services to offer in specific areas. I mean, for me, I have the strategic, the marketing, those sort of things. But if you have other areas where you can come alongside of businesses that you're willing to really serve them and look at what their needs are and their capacity is, then I would love to be able to meet with you. So we can build that team and really serve the small business community of Albuquerque effectively.
each of them still paying 25 or maybe something less like Uber Pool or something, but also adding value because they have that peer support as well.
Yeah, and I really like that idea. And that's one of the things we actually are kind of trying to show on our website and try to get people to do. The one issue with that is it's really so many owners have so many different schedules. They've got so many networking events. They've got so many other commitments. They have to be at their shop. They have to deal with their clients. And to try to find a way to collaborate as far as the timing and location is concerned, that's been kind of one of my struggles. As well as, I mean, I've got an importer exporter. Hello, Seinfeld. I've got a pet food store. I've got a lot of different industries, and they've all been around for different lengths of time, and so that's kind of where my struggle is too, to try to make sure that we tailor it to their needs. Stephanie.
Along those same lines, and sort of along the lines of what you're saying, is there a way that you could try to implement that by having maybe like a questionnaire that you fill out before you have the initial consultation? So like, let's say you have 5 businesses fill out the questionnaire and you find that 2 of them have very similar needs, schedules, locations, all that kind of stuff, and then you could do what he suggested with those 2. So you're kind of getting some information so you can kind of group them.
Yeah, and these are, see, that's the thing. I was going, okay, 1 million cups, what can you do for me? And you guys are all awesome. You guys are giving me some great ideas because, these are ways to really, again, the whole heart is to serve. It's to not have businesses come to meet my model, but for me to adapt and change my model in order to meet their needs the best. And those are cool, really great ways to be able to incorporate that.
So kind of based on what she was saying, so you do a needs assessment, you see that maybe 5 companies have a certain need, and you do training.
Right.
So perhaps after regular business hours, you could have a training that would meet everybody's initial stuff, and then would provide maybe an hour service, and you could have, $250 right there for an hour.
Right. Yeah, and that's actually something that I'm trying to kind of cultivate. I've learned that a lot of times to get businesses to leave their actual place of business is hard. If they have a brick and mortar. I've got a lot of people who have home offices, so that's definitely an easier thing, but they also, it's to find, okay, this is your marketing training, this is how you do, there's some great social media classes that that are already out there. I'm not trying to duplicate what the Hispano is already doing, or what SBDC is doing, or what West is doing. I'm trying to kind of come up with some other things a niche where there's things that they're not getting from those amazing resources. And so to try to put that into a class format is kind of I'm trying to tailor that to figure out what that really looks like. But that's a great idea. Or the gentleman in the back. What kind of contacts? Business contacts? I've lived there for 5 years, so I've got the expat community, I've got local Ugandans who are trying to open their businesses, who have great ideas that we want to really come alongside of as far as branding is concerned. I've worked with them on that. It's anywhere and everywhere. I've got the political contacts, I've got the business owner contacts. Is that kind of what you're asking? Oh, gotcha. Okay, yes, very cool. Yeah, Uganda's amazing. He should go. Good. All right. Yeah, for you.
So you can come up with maybe some kind of objective scale that maybe you've had a client for so long, you've done a lot for them, but they're either not reaching a certain point, so at that point you're kind of feeding them more with diminishing returns, or even you love this client, you've had them forever, but they've outgrown or they've reached that point. Do you have something objective that you can kind of step back and look and go, okay, this is the point where they need to move on?
And that's something I'm wanting to develop. The thing is I haven't even been around with the company for a year, and so that's part of it. Is I was expecting that needing to happen at around the 5-year mark, and so that's kind of where I'm at of going. Okay, this is a system that's working. there's definitely a need. And so how do we get them where, it's like with a counselor. A counselor doesn't want their client to need them for forever. You want to teach them to fish. And so that's my heart too, I don't want them to be dependent upon me. I want to set up systems that they are able to do and that they're able to replicate. Or they can get to the point where they can then hire somebody who has more expertise in that area. And so, but yes, I need to, it's one of those in your plans of kind of fast tracking of what I was kind of expecting to be doing at a later time. All right, anybody else? Yeah, and we're trying to see what that's supposed to look like now. And so it's like, do we do 6 months there, 6 months here, or like every other month? Really trying to see what that's supposed to look like. Yeah, and yeah, and I can't imagine what business was really like before that, because it's like that's amazing. I mean, those are amazing resources, and so I just want to make sure that I can serve my clients in the capacity where they feel like they still have me. Like I tell all my clients, and for all of you guys, it's your clients are hiring you. They're not hiring your company, they're hiring you. Even if you're a broker or something like that where you work for somebody else, they're hiring you. And so to make sure that when they say, I've got Kelly working with me, they know that I'm actually still there devoted to take care of them, even if I'm 8,000 miles away. I want to make sure I know how that's supposed to look. It's touch and go. Like that's the thing is you're going, it's not ideal, but and so. Yeah, cool. Now, and with that, I wanted to ask, are any of you familiar with WhatsApp? Okay, because I know that's something really used in Uganda, so I'm just trying to see how much that's known of here. Stuff like that, where it's like to try to bring systems that are already, where even if people don't have the ability to do Facebook, they have WhatsApp that you can still do from there. So it's stuff like that I'm trying to see what can translate. Yeah, yeah. It's kind of minimal, yeah. It's like from here I can do that there, yeah, exactly. Oops, yeah. I know, it's a lot of different things, yeah.
So are all your current meetings set up face-to-face, when you do your assessments and you do your analysis first? Are they all done face-to-face?
Right now, yes, because they're all within the Albuquerque area, and I want to make sure that they see me and know me and all my random quirks. Like I had an initial meeting with somebody the other day, and I went to go get water from the water thing at Napoli Coffee, and totally pressed it. Water went everywhere, and I was like, "That's me. That's what you're hiring." And so it's they get to know you on a different level. I know to do things via FaceTime or whatever. That's another idea for the initials. Yeah. That's a really great idea. Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. I like that idea a lot.
That was something that I set up for a company in San Antonio that was going through a purchase process from a capital venture firm in New York. And they wanted to be able to speak to their venture capital partners at a moment's notice.
Right.
So that it's very practical but not expensive way to take it
That's huge. Again, it's like, because you don't want to deal with time differences and everything like that. That's never fun. You have to carry the one, and it's just never a fun thing. All right, anybody else? Cool, thanks guys.
Well, the last question we always ask. You already covered a little bit, but just to recap, anything, what can we as a community do to help you and your company grow?
I think the biggest thing is to find people who are like-minded with myself, as far as you're looking at the micro businesses. That's who you're looking to serve, and that's who you're wanting to come alongside of. I would love to be able to meet with you, because I really do enjoy being a resource to send people to those who I trust, who are looking out for the business's best interest. So if you are, or you know somebody who has that, don't hesitate to contact me, and I'd love to be able to add that to my arsenal of what I can do to bring alongside of our clients.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. So we only have one presenter today. We've got a couple of special announcements, and Steve's got a little thing he's going to do with our audience. But before we get into that, I'd like to thank our sponsors. So we can't do it if you enjoy the coffee, if you enjoy tea, the great donuts.